I don't know exactly what this video is going to be, but I wanted to at least put something up about it today because it is the dreaded subject for schizoids. Where the hell am I going to work? And just think, if you're an adult in the working world, just think about how many jobs you have to smile. You have to remember names. You have to have a joke, talk about their kids, current events, the election coming up, the weather. All of these things are tremendously just foreign, frustrating, stupid, unimportant to schizoids. Immediately, you're like, that's just there's something wrong with you. I am saying there's something wrong with though, but it's just like, why can't you just talk to anyone? This is the mentality of normies, of holistic people, of and so on and so forth. They just say, why can't you do these things? Why is it that every single hour that you're at the burger joint behind the cash register taking orders, you feel tense, you feel like you want to go home. You can't help these intrusive thoughts. You can't help but having it bring out the worst kind of person in you. And all this is happening inside your head as you stare at the cash register anywhere but their eyes. And you just press on through the day. And there's so many jobs like that where you'll find schizoid in jobs that are not good for schizoids. You'll find schizoids in greater abundance for jobs that are good for them. Uh, the classic is janitor. That's not saying much though. Like, extroverts end up in extrovert jobs and so on. But I think my experiences with schizoid, my SPD, my schizoid personality disorder at the workplace has been really bad. And I've had a lot of problems sticking with the job and finding what I'm supposed to be at, or the question of how much school I'm supposed to do. There's no roadmap whatsoever for me. I got dumped into it. I've never had any money. And people just don't seem to be disinterested in helping me. So if that's you, I might not end up helping you in this video, but I'm going to rant. And I would say the only job that ever worked out for me, and I've tried several, and I've done a lot of work outside of it, like charity work, or my family does a lot of complex house renovation stuff for help and different things I've done, running pipe, concrete, electricity, plumbing, drywall, fencing, all kinds of stuff. I don't like that kind of thing. Well, my family does, so I have a lot of experience doing that kind of stuff. In addition to landscaping, a little bit of equipment operation, a little bit of stuff like that. But janitor was really the only thing that worked out for me emotionally, especially because it was my first job and the first couple jobs that I got before I decided I wanted to try something different, because I was just tired of being in the same play. Like the late night janitor, I was an early morning janitor at one place, and I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so that I knew that by the time that I left, no one at the facility, and of course I knew them, I knew their names and what they did and all that kind of stuff and a little bit about them, but I didn't want to be known at all. And I even got to the point where I had two facilities that I was cleaning. I'd get up at midnight just to make sure that I could clean both of them. And they were fine with this. I wasn't doing anything wrong in their eyes, but it must have been the same question. It's like, he's one of those people that just doesn't like to be around people. Isn't that sad? It is sad, and it's something that, like I just say, I think that schizoids and asocial people who struggle with that kind of stuff, autists, they could stand to just make a change. It'd probably make you happier. And how much change you need in order to do a highly social job is, if you were diagnosed with schizoid personality disorder, like, it's just not going to happen. But I can tell you that janitor worked out really well. I worked on a mowing crew, and that worked out really well. It's just, young men nowadays are so hard to deal with. Like, they don't just do what you frickin' say. Like, it's so hard to, like, I don't want to shout down my own coworkers that I just showed up. It's like, get up off your fucking ass and do what he said. You've been warned twice, dude. And yes, I will go to the office and make it my business and get you the fuck out of here. Like, no schizoid wants to be that person. Most schizoids can't be that person. A lot of schizoids can't even raise their voices. They're so unengaged. They might be extremely anxious around other people. I happen to be this bearded 6 foot tall guy. Most schizoids probably are a little testosterone deficient. They're smaller. They got picked on when they're a kid. They don't have that self confidence. I didn't. I'll tell you right now, my secret to high school is I didn't do it. I just refused to go. I refused to go. I stayed home. They couldn't get me to do anything, so I just found the material online. I would literally look up government websites. It's like, okay, what's the curriculum going to be like for a sophomore in high school? Okay, I'll learn that. Took me a couple months of casual effort. That's just the world you work in. Like, they make you do, this is a tangential thing, but they make you do all this goddamn work, and then it never matters in the end. That's my life experience. I would say anything to do with standing behind a counter is just something that schizoid automatically, even if it's not a business where people are coming to you with too many complaints or getting up in your business or something. Just having that constant interchange of new people is not good. Every time that I walk into someone, it takes a certain amount of effort. So if I'm helping 200 people a day cross in front of me, that's really exhausting for a schizoid. I think that forklift is awesome for schizoid because I can drive a forklift, and it would be a really good job to get into if you're confident with your operating machine operation abilities. It was very easy for me to get into. It wasn't, in the end, it didn't end up being that difficult to train on. So the forklift was awesome. Janitor and forklift. And already, even those two things, you think maybe, this is not a helpful video. He's just some guy that's ranting. You put those two things together, it'll turn into 5 other ideas, and those 5 ideas will turn into 5 others. And then suddenly you start thinking about the different facilities in your town or within driving distance. It's like, oh, I can get a job. That's an amazing thing for a schizoid to finally understand. It's like, look, um, there is a path available to you, and I think it's being fleshed out every day. And I'm certainly not the first or best voice about SPD on this platform or any other platform. Schizoids are really helping each other in creating these spaces and swapping their wisdom so that you can get just a simple thing like, I want a job and a girlfriend. Yeah, I want a job and a girlfriend. That's all I freaking want. And I'll tell you, my wife, I met her in real life, and I saw that there was an interpersonal connection, so I seized it. I didn't think much about her about anything else. She's not. Neither of us are very conventionally attractive or anything. It didn't have anything to do with it. I just did. It's like, maybe I can have sex with this person simply because I enjoy being around them to the degree that I would do it a lot. Every day is not out of the question. And we have talked since I suspended for 1,500 days that we've talked. I didn't talk for 1,500 days before I met her to anyone. Way longer than that, 3,000 days. I never talked to anyone, and there was no reason in my mind to do that. And now I have her. And now I have a resume. I have a college degree already. And I just needed to, even though I don't have a high school diploma, like, I feel like I'm not that accomplished, but for a schizoid who is really struggling with the idea that I'm never going to have my own income, I'm never going to be able to come over these things. I can work a cash register, but I can't work a conversation. And that's just really scary for me. So I just wanted to, first of all, share that you're not alone, man. And I was right there with you. I was terrified of driving. I was terrified of interviews. I was literally phobic of these things. And it just took daily purposeful effort. If you have ADHD, get a checklist. Do what's on it. Do it in the morning. Don't take breaks. Don't take breaks. Eat 3 square meals a day. Do basic things that you're supposed to do as an adult first. And then that will be the foundation of your health and well being. Your health and well being and your basic organizational skills can turn into generalized experience in labor. Maybe in this world you won't be able to pay for that much, but at least you did something. And I'll tell you what, more than anything else, when I talk about schizoid personality disorder or whatever, I think that you just have to keep it in mind that I want these things. I actively want them. You have to want them at first. And everything in between, even if it takes years to accomplish these goals, it's going to be worth it just for the journey. You think, damn, that's a lot of work that I have to do in order to do these things. Why would I? You know, blah, 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 all these confusing feelings. You do it just because it's helpful to have something on the horizon. Okay, something that you can look forward to. Is like, I'm gonna be that someday, and if I'm not gonna kick myself too much over it. You know, it's about the journey is the destination, and a lot of people have difficulty with maintaining that in their head for all kinds of reasons. It's just an unintuitive thing. It's like, no, it's all going to be here right now or I'm a failure. No, it's not true. Okay? Just have a couple things on the horizon. In 5 years, you'll reach them. And then you can put even more things into your life. Even if you are someone who is totally disinterested in people, doesn't emote that much, has these specific interests, just you're a bubble onto yourself. You can still do things. And I just wanted to share that message because I had a lot of success in my life from just nothing. The total teenage schizoid with nothing. And now, look at me. I have a YouTube channel. I got all kinds of stuff going in my life. And I hope that you have all the things that you want in your life running on all cylinders.